the most important thing that you did not inherit from your parents. And this one's a life changer. Hello everybody, I'm Fracka Future and welcome to the Vanguard of Light, where we help energy sensitive people take it to the next level. And what we're going to talk about today is what you did not inherit from your parents. What's that big thing that you did not inherit from your parents? And it's a life changer. It really is. It's a big one. This is a big one. So let's talk about it. Let's get into this. So first, let's start with an analogy. Okay, so think of a vehicle choice, maybe a car that you drive, truck that you have. If you don't, think about the bus you drive. There you go. So your vehicle was made by a certain manufacturer, correct? So like say I personally happen to have a Dodge truck, well actually a Ram. So a Ram truck, Dodge Ram, same-ish, not. But anyway, so that manufacturer made the truck, right? But that manufacturer didn't choose me to purchase that truck. You know, they couldn't say, oh, well, this truck's going to go to that person and that truck's going to go to this person. They would love to be able to do that. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be amazing for the manufacturers? But it wasn't that way. You know, they built the truck. I looked at multiple trucks. And for the magic of the mind, I chose that one. You know, I chose that truck. I said, okay, I'm going to choose that truck. And I get in the truck. You know, when I'm not in the truck, right, it just sits there. You know, it just sits there. It doesn't do anything. Weirdest thing. It doesn't turn on. It doesn't go drive away. It doesn't do any of that stuff. But when I get into it, right, I get into my truck, then stuff starts to happen, right? If I choose to turn it on, it turns on. All of a sudden, it's like the truck's alive. Right? And now it can drive around and do stuff, do all types of things. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, I have gone to the most amazing places in that truck. You know, thank you, my truck. My truck's named Athena, and Athena is amazing. She has taken me to some of the greatest places ever. I've seen such awesome stuff because of that truck, right? So I get in the truck, and all of a sudden the truck, it's almost like it's got agency. If you looked at it on the outside, you'd be like, that truck just does stuff. It comes and it goes and it turns and it avoids things, right? So think of that analogy. And so when I say, what's the number one thing that you did not inherit from your parents? And I would say that is you. The thing that you think is you did not come from your parents. Your parents participated in the construction of your body. They didn't choose it, you know. They didn't know what they were donating. Just something got donated. Each one donated something, and they participated in the construction of your body. But not the you that's you. Not your spirit, not your soul, not the person that's listening to me right now, that's understanding the words that I'm saying. They didn't contribute any of that. Like the analogy of a truck or a vehicle. They made the vehicle. They participated in the construction of the vehicle, I should say. They didn't really make it, but they participated in the construction of a vehicle. And then the you that's you came along and got into that vehicle and now animates that vehicle, which we think, you know, that's our body, it's us. They created us, me. No. We came into this vessel like we get into a car, into a truck, and we animate that truck, animate that car, drive it around, and it looks like it's the body that's got agency. It's the body doing all this. But it isn't. I mean, think when somebody just passes away, the body is almost exactly the same. Hasn't really changed at all. But it's no longer animated. It's no longer animated with the spirit. The spirit has left. And then the body dies. And the body ceases to function. It ceases to animate. It ceases to do things. Because the body was just the vessel. You are the spirit that comes into the vessel. And your parents didn't choose that. They weren't involved in that process. And why is that so monumentous? I mean, it might be like kind of like, whoa, dude, I never thought about that, right? But the reason it is so big, like this is really so big, is that your parents never chose you. The you that's you, your parents were involved in that decision. They might have chosen to have a baby. They might have not chosen to have a baby. They might have not wanted a damn baby. I don't want one of them. Never wanted, you know? And that might hurt. But you gotta understand, they never chose you. You were chosen by a higher power. You know, somebody that gets a bigger vote than any person on this planet, much bigger vote, chose you and chose you to be here and chose you out of love. All right, so the biggest wounds that we all have as people, one's like not enough, right? Or we feel like we don't matter, or feel like we're not lovable, right? And a lot of you think like the experiences we went through, some of us, I mean, all of us have gone through trials. All of us have. And have had those feelings, those doubts, you know. And it's justifiable, but once we kind of reconnect of like, whoa, wait a second, I'm not this vessel. So whether my parents chose me or not, they didn't choose me. You know, that didn't occur. They weren't involved in that part. They might have chose to make a vessel, you know, make a vehicle, make a body. But it's more of a participation in the making the body. It's not even like, you know, a manufacturer that makes a car, they can fully choose of like, we're going to choose it this way, we're going to put these colors on it, then it's going to be like this, and they fully choose to make that. Parents participate, right? And it's not a discredit to parents. We need parents. If we didn't have parents, hello, our species would not continue. So parents are awesome. So, but anyway, they did not choose the you that's you. And regardless of how you were treated, you know, put down, lifted up, whichever, they did not choose you. God, source, universe chose you, and very specifically chose you. Like you inherently matter, coming from a higher power. Like a higher power is saying you inherently matter. And a higher power is saying you're worthy. Hello, you're here. The magic of you is here. There's no one that can deny you showed up. You know, they can be like, well, I didn't want you. Guess what? You didn't choose me. That was out of your hands. A higher power chose you to show up. A higher power inherently loves you. And a higher power is saying you matter, because you wouldn't be here if that higher power didn't say, yeah, I want you here at this point in time. And I want you to go into that body, which your parents created, right? But you're talking about source. You and source getting together saying, ooh, which vehicle do you think I should jump into? Which vehicle should I go into and animate it and make it look alive? Right? That's between you and source. So to really get that, like you're inherently loved coming from source. No one on this planet gets to vote. I mean, because who's bigger than source here? Who even gets close to vote on that? They don't. And like really get it. It's like, oh, wait a second. If God put me here, and if God loves me, right? That means I'm lovable. I mean, God knows. And if God put me here, obviously I must matter. Because if God didn't want to put me here, wouldn't have put me here. And I'm obviously worthy to be here, because who put me here? I mean, if source put you here, who's to deny that choice? You know, if God says you're going to be here, obviously you're meant to be here. You're worthy to be here. You're worthy to be here, share your gifts. I'm like, let's find what those amazing gifts are inside. What's that awesome that is you? The you that you think is you didn't inherit from your parents. You know, that was you and God, you and source. You know, you're being a light that came in, and it's animating this physical body. But the you that's you is like, yeah, we've learned a lot. That's kind of squished us. pushed us down, inverted us, make us feel like, not so much. But that's because we're just not in touch with who we are and who put us here. Who we are and who put us here. It's like, oh, whoa, there's a much bigger game in play. So I invite you to join us here at the Vanguard of Light, because you are part of the Vanguard of Light, and you're here to lift up the planet. And you've got amazing light inside of you, and you're put here for a very important purpose. And you very much matter, and you're very much loved, coming from, the top of the top. So, let's play. Let's find out the magic that's inside of you, because we're all going to be better when you find that. So, if you liked the video, hit me a like. Subscribe if you want to hear more content like this, because that's what we do. We'll go into the non-physical. We kind of get deeper truths and reconnect that, hey, we're beings of light, and we're here to serve. We're here to uplift. So, hope that's helped. Until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.